So, Toyota's 2.5-liter hybrid system has, been praised as one of the most reliable powertrains on the road. It powers some of Toyota's best-selling vehicles, like the Camry Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, Highlander Hybrid, Venza, Crown, and, even several Lexus models. Owners really trusted it because, well, Toyota hybrids built a reputation for durability that, honestly, few manufacturers could match. But now, Toyota has quietly acknowledged something that many owners and technicians have actually been experiencing for a while. The 2.5-liter hybrid system, it turns out, has a real-world weakness that shows up under specific driving conditions. It's not catastrophic, and it definitely doesn't mean Toyota hybrids are suddenly unreliable or anything like that. But it does mean the system isn't quite as flawless as its reputation might suggest. More importantly, Toyota already has a fix, and if you own or plan to buy a vehicle with the 2.5 hybrid, this upgrade, honestly, matters more than you might think. This isn't hype. This is all about understanding what Toyota admitted, why it matters, and how the updated hardware and software have, significantly changed long-term ownership. Before we get into the problem, it's important to understand why this hybrid system actually became Toyota's backbone. Toyota's 2.5-liter hybrid setup uses a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine paired with an electric motor and an electronic CVT, or ECVT. On paper, it's simple. In practice, it's just incredibly efficient. The system delivers strong low-speed torque, excellent fuel economy, smooth city driving, and, honestly, proven longevity compared to turbocharged alternatives. Toyota engineers deliberately avoided complexity, no turbochargers, no high-strung tuning, no aggressive thermal limits. That conservative approach is exactly why taxis, fleet vehicles, and high-mileage owners really gravitated toward it. But as Toyota expanded the system into heavier vehicles and all-wheel drive configurations, well, new stresses started to emerge. So, Toyota has not used dramatic language. Honestly, they never do. But service bulletins, updated parts, revised software, and all those behind-the-scenes engineering changes, well, they tell a pretty clear story. The core issue here revolves around thermal management and load handling in real-world driving, especially in hybrids that are equipped with electric rear drive, all-wheel drive. Now, the main weak points, according to industry technicians and Toyota-certified hybrid specialists, really come down to three interconnected issues. First, there's excessive heat buildup in the rear motor cable and connector. Second, inverter stress during prolonged high-load operation. And third, software logic that was either too conservative or just too slow to react. These issues, by the way, don't usually show up during normal commuting. That's why, a lot of owners never notice anything wrong. The problems, though, tend to show up under specific conditions, like sustained highway speeds, mountain driving, hot climates, towing small loads, or aggressive acceleration combined with all-wheel drive engagement. In those scenarios, the hybrid system is working way harder than Toyota originally anticipated. One of the most misunderstood aspects of Toyota's hybrid lineup is all-wheel drive. Unlike traditional mechanical all-wheel drive systems, Toyota's version uses a separate electric motor on the rear axle. There's actually no drive shaft connecting the front and rear. It's elegant, lightweight, and efficient, but it does introduce a new electrical and thermal load that earlier hybrid generations just didn't have. According to hybrid drivetrain engineers, the rear motor itself isn't actually the main issue. So, the problem actually lies in the power delivery path. Specifically, it's the high-voltage cable and connector assembly that's exposed to moisture, road salt, temperature cycling, and, a continuous electrical load. Over time, resistance increases. And resistance, well, it creates heat. That heat then accelerates wear. Eventually, Toyota saw enough field data to act. Owners and technicians were already starting to see patterns. Common complaints included sudden hybrid system warnings, all-wheel drive temporarily disabling itself, reduced power during highway driving, check engine lights with inverter-related codes, and even loss of rear motor engagement without any obvious mechanical failure. What made this all the more frustrating is that many vehicles still drove just fine most of the time. The issues were intermittent, which made them tough to diagnose and, honestly, pretty easy to dismiss. From an engineering standpoint, intermittent faults are often the most concerning because they point to systems operating right near their limits. Toyota's response wasn't a big press conference or anything like that. It was actually more subtle and, honestly, more telling. They released updated rear motor cables and connectors, revised inverter control software, improved sealing and insulation, and even adjusted their thermal load management strategies. In some markets, Toyota issued service campaigns, In others, the upgrades just showed up as revised part numbers or running production changes. This is pretty much Toyota's standard playbook. When they change hardware and software across production without a lot of fanfare, it's usually because they've identified a legitimate long-term concern. Long-term hybrid specialists agree on one thing. Heat is the enemy of electrical systems. A senior hybrid technician with over 15 years of Toyota experience explained it simply. The original system wasn't bad, it was just operating too close to its comfort zone. The update gives it breathing room. That breathing room is the key. The original setup could survive typical use. The updated setup is designed to survive worst-case use year after year. Some owners assume this is just a software issue. It's not. Software can limit power, change engagement timing, and reduce stress, but it can't change physics. The upgraded components use improved insulation materials, better connector geometry, enhanced corrosion resistance, and lower electrical resistance under load. When combined with updated software logic, the system now detects heat buildup earlier, distributes load more intelligently, and reduces thermal spikes during sustained driving. This is a holistic fix, not a band-aid. While Toyota hasn't publicly ranked affected models, real-world data suggests the issue is more common in RAV4 hybrid all-wheel drive, Highlander hybrid all-wheel drive, Venza, Crown, Lexus NX, and RX hybrids using similar architecture. Front-wheel drive hybrids see fewer issues simply because they lack the rear motor and associated cabling. Let's be clear, this is not a recall-level disaster. Most 2.5-liter hybrids will never fail. Toyota's reputation for reliability still stands. Even critics admit the failure rate is low compared to competitors. But, a low failure rate doesn't mean there's no problem. Toyota's own actions confirm that the original design wasn't optimal for long-term durability in all conditions. If you already own a Toyota 2.5 hybrid with all-wheel drive, the most important upgrade is the updated rear motor cable and software calibration. This isn't about performance, it's about preventing heat-related degradation, avoiding expensive inverter repairs later, preserving all-wheel drive functionality, and extending the life of the hybrid system. Hybrid experts strongly recommend checking for applicable service campaigns, asking dealers about updated part revisions, and making sure the latest inverter software is installed. Ignoring the update doesn't guarantee failure, but it does increase risk over time. Heat stress can lead to higher electrical resistance, connector degradation, inverter protection shutdowns, and, honestly, some pretty expensive repairs outside warranty. Hybrid components aren't cheap. Preventive updates almost always cost less than post-failure repairs. Toyota rarely uses dramatic language, especially when it comes to their hybrids. Publicly admitting a problem could risk undermining one of their strongest brand pillars, so instead, Toyota relies on continuous improvement, silent updates, dealer-level fixes, and production changes that happen without any big announcements. From an engineering culture standpoint, this really isn't deception, it's just how Toyota operates. This issue isn't unique to Toyota. As hybrids gain more power, add all-wheel drive, move into larger vehicles and take on things like towing and highway loads, electrical systems face stresses they just weren't designed for, say, 20 years ago. Toyota is actually ahead of many rivals here because they noticed the issue early and fixed it before failure rates exploded. Absolutely, but, with one condition. Hybrid engineers and longtime technicians agree. The updated system is significantly more robust. Newer production vehicles benefit the most, and updated older models are definitely safer long-term bets. So in other words, this isn't a reason to avoid Toyota hybrids. It's a reason to make sure you get the right version. Toyota admitting the 2.5 hybrid problem doesn't mean the system is bad. It actually means Toyota recognized a real-world limitation and corrected it. That's honestly good news. The upgrade improves durability, reduces long-term risk, protects expensive hybrid components, and makes all-wheel drive hybrids more reliable in demanding conditions. If you own one, check for the update. If you're buying one, make sure it has the revised hardware and software, because in the hybrid world, small changes can make a big difference. And honestly, this one matters more than most owners realize.